Welcome to a special edition of video game reviews here on my channel. Now, I know our regular series for that already ended a while ago, but this is an exception. As you know, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out last Friday, and I, of course, bought the Pikachu edition. So now that I've played through the game and beaten it, we're going to review this game. Well, first off, it's a Pokemon game. What do you expect? Now this game also includes a Pokeball accessory, Pokeball Plus accessory, but when I pre-ordered this game a few months ago, I chose not to have an accessory included, because that would have meant having to pay extra, and yeah. But anyway, a lot of the game's mechanics are lifted directly from Pokemon Go, where essentially you don't battle the wild Pokemon to catch them. Instead, you catch them, and you earn experience points that way. Now, since wild battles are no longer in this game, what you want to do is you want to catch as much of the same Pokemon as you possibly can. That way the Pokemon that are in your party earn more experience points, and if you catch a high number of the same Pokemon in a row, then there's a chance that you could encounter a shiny Pokemon. Now, for those who don't know what shiny Pokemon are, they're basically Pokemon that have slightly different color variations or slightly different patterns on them. There is roughly a 1 in 4,000 chance that you will find one of those. It's possible, but it's very difficult. And let me just say this right now. In all the years that I have played Pokemon video games, the only time I have ever come across a shiny, well, say from the scripted Shiny Gyarados in the Gen 2 games, as well as their remakes, was a shiny Audino when I played through Black 2 a few months ago. And the story behind that is I originally was not planning on catching Audino at all in that playthrough. I was mainly just going to use it to get my Pokemon a whole bunch of XP points. But lo and behold, when I went into a patch of rustling grass at one point, I encountered a shiny. And I'm like, okay, I gotta catch it. So yeah, that was that. Now, going back to this game, aside from the fact that you no longer battle the wild Pokemon, the main story is still the same. Like, the gym leaders are still the same as they were in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow games. The Elite Four is the same. However, your rival is a bit more friendly. Yeah, the whole friendly rival concept, I think, was introduced during Gen 6 when X and Y came out, and I guess they said to stick with it ever since. But I think it's a lot better that way, because back in the original Gen 1 games, your rival was a bit of a jerk. Actually, no, I think the friendly rival thing started with Gen 3. What am I saying? It started with Gen 3, yeah. Because in the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games, your rival was a jerk. We'll put it that way. Yeah, now some people might not like this game too much, particularly because of how similar it is to Pokemon Go, but I like it. And yeah, it's a pretty good game. Like, I could honestly see them doing a Let's Go to Johto sequel for this at some point, but I wouldn't expect it to go any further than that. Because after all, you still have the main series, and it would eat up the spin-off Pokemon Let's Go series. over time if they were to keep making these kind of games. But yeah, it's a pretty decent game for what it is, and there's a lot more content in the post game in this one that you didn't have in the original game. Like, for example, in the original game, once you got all your badges and became the immediately formed became champion, the only post game content was catching Mewtwo. Well, in this game, not only can you catch Mewtwo, but you can also fight the gym leaders again. Not necessarily in the same order that you fought them in before, but once you beat the 8th gym leader, there's a scene that shows how Blue became the leader of the Viridian City gym. And of course, in this game, there's also Jessie and James. They pop up a few times, and of course, fans of the anime, if you're a fan of the anime, you know that Jessie and James are very prominent fixtures in the TV series, along, of course, with Meowth. And there's also something in the post-game of this called Master Trainers. How that works is they're spread out all over Kanto, and they battle you one-on-one with a certain species of Pokemon. So, like, there's masters for different species, like for Pidgey, for Pikachu, whatever. Now, the rule of those is you have to battle those masters with the same Pokemon species, and you also cannot use any items. So, basically, like, if your Pokemon runs low on health in those battles and you wanted to heal with a potion, sorry, can't do that. Because, well, then that would be cheating. Alright, but yeah, I must say, though, this is a pretty good game. Would I recommend it? Well, I'll say so. I mean, if you like Pokemon. Now, of course, the cover for this game varies on which version you get. Since I got the Pikachu one, Pikachu's on the cover. The Eevee version would, of course, have Eevee on the cover. Alright, well, that is it for the special edition of Video Game Reviews. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.